Okay, in this video you're taking the graph and writing the equation. I have the format of the equation right there. Y equals A times a quantity either x plus h or x minus h. That's why it's a plus minus to the second power plus k. Now you're going to have to pick the right plus minus. To write this equation out, you need a replacement for A, H, and K. The Y and the X are going to stay there in my answer. So Y equals, just draw a space with an A below it. And then you're going to put a parentheses X. Now we don't know if this is plus minus, so just give yourself a little bit of room. Make a space with an H. I'll put the plus or minus there eventually. Close the parentheses. You got to put the second power and then plus, and then I need to find a number value for K. Okay, now H and K are easy to find. It's the vertex, that point right there. So make it an HK point, and your left, -1, -2, -3, -4. So H is -4, and K, -1, -2, -3. So now you have those. H is -4, but remember, you have to make the H opposite, okay? So plus 4. Since you had a -4, you switch it to plus 4. If that was a positive, you'd write -4. The H has to be opposite. The K is not opposite. You just put in the -3. So that's not hard. Now what is kind of a pain in the butt is finding the A. I'm going to find that here. I don't need that graph or anything. Now the A. You need to find a temporary replacement for the Y and the X, and that's what these side coordinates are for. I whiffed on some of them. I usually pick the one to the right, okay? So on X you're at -2 and Y you're at 1. They're temporary replacements so that I can solve for A. So instead of Y, you need to put 1 in. And then the A comes up here. Times, and you put a parentheses to the second. You got to remember the second. X plus 4. Well, we need a temporary replacement for X, and it's the -2. So -2 plus 4. Then after the second power, you have a -3 added. Now I can solve for A. You're like, how do you do that? Well, here's how. You write A times. To figure out what A is times by, you need to figure out what that parentheses is to the second power. It's 4, because -2 plus 4 is 2. 2 to the second is 4. If you can't do mental math worth of crap, you plug it in like this, okay? Just like that. Parentheses, -2 plus 4, close the parentheses, second power is right next to the 7. That's 4. So A times 4, this whole thing becomes a 4, and then I add -3. Then I solve it. You add the 3 and divide by the 4. Plus 3, I'm at 4. So I divide by 4 then, and 4 divided by 4 is 1, okay? Now if you want to check your answer, you can go 1, parentheses, X, just pick the -2 to put in for X, plus 4, raise it to the second power, and then plus -3. When I click equals, I better get an output of 1, which I did, so that's right. That's the answer. A textbook would have it written. A textbook would not show the 1, okay? They would just go to X plus 4 to the second minus 3, okay? Because you have an implied 1 in front of there, but just I'm going to show the 1 so people know how I'm getting it, okay? Next problem, okay? You got to find the replacement for A, H, K. So Y equals blank with A, quantity X, and then I don't know if it's plus or minus yet. Then H to the quantity to the second power plus the K, okay? So H and K is easy to find. This is your HK point. It's the vertex. So 1, 2, 3, positive 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Now, so your H is 3, but in the equation it's got to be the opposite of H, which the opposite of 3 is -3, so -3. And then the K is 5. You don't make the K opposite. Now I need to solve for my a. Okay, so I need to find temporary replacements for y and x, and that's what these side coordinates are for. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is x, 2 is y. So instead of y, you're going to put 2 equals. Now you're going to bring the a up, parentheses. Instead of x, you are going to put 7 minus 3. Close the parentheses, you need the second power and the plus 5. That means times. So what's a times by? Well, we need to find what 7 minus 3 to the second power is. That's 16, because it'd be 4 to the second, then plus the 5. So there's your multiplication. You need to minus 5 and divide by 16. So negative 3 equals a times 16. Then you need to divide by 16, even if it's behind it. Now I don't want decimals, and if you get a decimal, you need to second PRB it into a simplified fraction. Second PRB, so it's just negative 3/16. We knew a needed to be a negative because the u is inverted. Okay, if you want to check your answer, you don't have to. You go negative 3 ABC 16. For your x input, just go 7 minus 3 to the second power plus 5. When I click equals, it better be 2. If we're putting 7 in for x, I better get an output of 2, which I do. Okay, I got 2 more here. Y equals, you need to find a, x, I don't know whether it's plus or minus yet, keep it open, h to the second plus k. HK should be easy to find, it's the vertex point. 1, 2, 3, 4, positive 4, down 1, negative 1, okay? So in your h is 4, but we need to make it the opposite of the h, which is negative 4, and then the k is negative 1, okay? Because remember, vertex is opposite of h with k. Okay, now to find the a, you need temporary replacements for your y and your x. So you go off to one of the points on the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Okay, so y, you put in negative 4. Now the a jumps up, because that's what I'm solving for, parentheses. Instead of x, you put 7. Minus 4. You got to remember the second power, then plus negative 1. Okay, negative 4, a times something. Well, to find what it's times by, you take quantity 7 minus 4 quantity squared. It's going to be 9, because at 3 to the second's 9. So now you circle the times, you add the 1, which is negative 3, equals a times 9. Then you divide by 9. Negative 3 divided by 9, I don't want that. Second PRB it, and it's negative 1/3. That's your answer. If you want to verify the answer, you go negative 1 ABC3 quantity instead of, and then you would substitute 7 in for x, 7 minus 4 to the second plus negative 1. When I click equals, it should be negative 4, which it is. You don't have to do that. That's just me checking it. Okay, and the final problem. Again, we need to find replacements. It's similar to the y equals mx plus b, where you got to find an m and a b replacement, but obviously this is different. It's not a line. It's a parabola. So, a quantity x. I don't know if it's plus or minus. Leave that empty. To the second plus k. Okay, vertex. Label the vertex. That's your hk. This is the hk. 1, 2, 3 for h, and negative 3 for k. Remember, in the equation you have to make your h opposite of what it is in the vertex, minus 3. Okay? Then your k value is just negative 3. You don't make that opposite. Now the a, we need temporary replacements for the y and the x. That's what the side points are for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 1. So, my temporary replacement for y, negative 1. Bring a up, times x minus x, so 6, minus 3. Then you close the quantity and square it to the second power plus negative 3. Okay, you better find what that equals. And it's not 3. You got to remember to take it to the second power. It's 9, by the way. 9 plus negative 3. Add the 3, divide by the 9. No decimals. Remember, you're dividing by 9, not by 2. Okay? Anybody dividing by 2, that's wrong. You're dividing by what you're getting the variable by itself. 2 divided by 9 decimals, second PRB it, and it's 2/9. Okay, if you need verification whether that is correct, you can simply go 2/9, parentheses, substitute 6 in for x, 6 minus 3, don't forget the second power, plus negative 3. When I click equals, it better be at negative 1 since I'm putting 6 in for x, and it is.